waiting for this little rascal to dry, let's start on the boot. Now the boot is a blue color, so the darkest color is the blue boot, right? See it? So what you're going to do is just take the basic color first, worry about the highlights and the shadows later, and let's just put the blue on first, okay? That will be so much easier than trying to get everything done at the one time. So I'm just going to take some of my ultramarine blue, and I'm going to just paint that boot. Good, see? So easy. Well, that part is easy. I tell you, it is easy to get the basic colors on, you know. The hardest part is getting the shadows and the highlights to get to work. That's the hardest part for me anyway. Maybe that's the easy part for you guys, but for me it's getting the shadows and the highlights in the right areas to mix in and look good with the underpainting or the main color. That's what I find. I'm just using a flat brush, and my flat brush is a filbert, but you can use a flat. I like using a filbert because I can get around those circles, you know, because the filbert is round on top, see? So, see, you have roundness on top, but flat works too. Flat chiseled edge, okay? Make sure it's chiseled edge. Chiseled edge would make it so much easier to get around those lines. Bristles, they just go all over the place. They're great for bushes and trees and things like that. But I'll explain to you that so we'll do another coat over this to make it blend it out really nice. Right now we just want to fill it in. Alright. Just fill it in. I use ultramarine blue a lot because it's a really nice dark blue, and I just really like it's nice and thick. I like ultramarine blue. I'm going to do another video too where I'm going to compare, like a lot of people ask me, you know, what brands are the best to use, what should I buy, and things like that, color paints and things like that. Well, I have several different brands of paints here, and what I'm going to do in my next video is I'm going to show you, compare different brands and the different grades and pigments, and that way you can see the difference in color. So if I show you two reds, it might be two CAD reds, but a different brand, and you'll be able to see the difference. So when I get that done, I don't have it done yet. I may have it done down the road. As you're looking at this, probably a year from now or 6 months from now. But as of today, July 19th, 2018, I don't have it done, but I will have it done soon, and then I'll put links in some of my videos and cards and things so that you can find them. You should also get notified too if you subscribe, if you want to get all my tips and tricks, and you should be able to get all that when you. If you don't get notified, you can always email me at AllisonPryor@yahoo.com, and I will send you links to some new videos that are coming up. I'll even send you, if you go to my Patreon page, I will have a link there for anybody who goes to my Patreon page, and you'll be able to get like full lessons and early access. If you don't want to go there, just email me and I will send you a link. I'll send you links to my paintings that you can't find now. So I want everybody to have, there's no sense in me doing these, nobody can see them, but I have over 20,000 subscribers, and so I'm sure a few of those people get notified. I'm not sure if everybody gets notified, but I have a lot of people. I'm really happy to share any tips and tricks that I have. Anything at all that can help you. You can even email me and ask me questions, show me your paintings, whatever. I love hearing from you. All right. So we're getting all the boot painted in with just ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue. I could time lapse it. If you want, I can time lapse some of these videos. I don't want to time lapse because I say that I teach you step by step in real time. But I'm thinking for those of you who would like just not to have to watch me paint something like this, that you know what I'm doing. You can also fast forward yourself if you want to, but I may do some time lapse videos of ones I already have done, and that way you can quickly go through them to see. Maybe you'll be able to see, okay, well, I like that, so I'm going to go and get the real-time video. So I was thinking that might be a good idea. I was thinking maybe, because I want to make it as easy as I can for you guys to be able to find my videos and look them up. So I think I'll do some of those. So they'll only be time lapsed only because it'll give you an idea if you want to actually go see the full painting step by step. Okay, so you'll have a time lapse to decide, and you'll have the real full and I may have some full of the full videos. Actually, the full videos, yeah, I have full lessons in one video, and they're over an hour long. I have some of those in my Patreon page and some on my YouTube page. And then I have these like I'm doing here, step by step, separated lessons, individual lessons. Okay, so you have lots of options. You don't have just one option. Some paintings I see on YouTube, they're just time-lapse and that's it. You don't see anything else, and you know, it's fine. It's great to have a variety of things going on YouTube. I've learned a lot from some amazing artists on YouTube. Yes, I have. I would love to mention her name, but I don't know if I need permission. I got permission from the Bob Ross to mention his name and do some paintings that Bob Ross had inspired me, so I have that there. Yep. I checked with him first to make sure it's okay to mention his name, and they said go ahead and mention his name, and it's okay. So it's always good to check first before you do anything. If you're a YouTuber, so much to do with copyright, and it gets scary, you know, if you even sometimes accidentally use somebody, you know, something from somebody else's or whatever, and you don't have permission and you think you do, or you think it's okay. So make sure you just check and you know, do some research and make sure that it's okay, right? So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to do a second coat. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to add some burnt umber to my blue. Where are you? I'll leave. Burnt umber to my blue to gray it up. I want gray this time. So burnt umber and a brown. Burnt umber and ultramarine blue makes a really nice. You can even add some yellow too if you want, just to get a gray color. Oh, that's messing in with it there. Get a gray color. See, it's gray. There we go. Good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to paint going to paint this bottom of the boot. That'll be your gray. See the gray? See how that changed just by adding the ultramarine blue with the burnt umber and maybe a bit of yellow if you want, and a bit of red even. You know, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, will make a nice brown. Make a nice brown. But ultramarine blue and burnt umber will make a nice gray. Try to leave a little tiny bit of space there because I'm going to be putting highlights there. But it's okay to cover it up because we'll just go back and put the highlights on after. See? So if you see paintings, videos that I do, tutorials, and they're time-lapsed, that's only just to show you. I also do some previews of a upcoming painting, just so you can look at it and say, you know, do I want to learn how to paint that? Because you don't want to waste your time. There's so many videos out there. You don't want to waste your time going through the video to see if it's what you're looking for. So I'll have different videos out for you. On the one painting, I could have a preview, a time lapse, a full painting, full lesson, and step-by-step lessons. And that could be on just the one video, so you'll have lots of options, okay? You'll have lots of options. You won't be stuck with just the one option, because sometimes I get people say, I can't find all your lessons. So I thought the best thing to do is and I also have set lists. So a set list of my videos, that way it's easier to find too. Good. So I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow under here. So I just put the ultramarine blue and my brown and a bit of red, I think. Purple it up a small bit. Let's try that. If the shadow is too bright, you can always add a bit of black or ultramarine blue and burnt umber and make a nice, really dark grayish black color. I'll put a little bit of a shadow in here underneath the boot. Alright. Just a little bit of shadow. Good. And also, when you're following along to do a painting like this one, you can also do so much and look at the video. So say you're doing a shadow. So you look at what I'm doing here on the shadow, the colors that I mixed and brush I used, and then put me on pause and then do that part. And then come back and do the next part. Okay? And sometimes you have to repeat. You have to go back and forth. That's how I did them when I was painting along with different artists on YouTube. So let's give that boot one more coat. Now, as long as it's dry, make sure it's dry before you give it a second coat. Good. Good, good. Needs a second coat desperately. Second coat of ultramarine blue. This is your base coat. Get it ready for your highlights and your shadows. Now, when you're painting and following along, it don't have to be exactly like mine or anybody else's. If your colors come out differently, or you want to change that boot to red or another color, you know, you can do that too. You can have the puppy dog a different color. Maybe you have a puppy dog and you want it to look more like yours. Good. Trying to get that edge there. Make sure you get a chiseled edge. Nice and chiseled. That way you should be able to get it. Alright. There we go. Good. Some more here. You go up against that line. It's a lot of painting for one video, isn't it? Well, this video here is going to be in lessons. As you notice, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if I do this one as a lesson 1, I'll have a lesson 1. I may have 5 or 6 lessons, okay? So I'll have 5 or 6 lessons, and lesson 1 may be up on Monday, lesson 2 may be on Wednesday. That will give you a chance to spend, enough time to practice in your first lesson and get it the way you want it. Take your time. No need to do everything all in one day. You can even do a couple of different paintings in one, as you're waiting for the lesson to come up, you can start another painting. And you get lots done. And then I'll have it in a set list and eventually a time lapse for you or a preview. See if I think a time lapse might be good, because then you wouldn't have to watch me do this. Just painting that boot would take me a half an hour, maybe longer. So, so then I could time lapse it for you, and then you can just see what I did. As long as you know what brush I used and what color paint I used and how we got the drawing done. As for painting it, you don't need to watch me just keep painting and painting. You can certainly figure that out, right? So keep on painting. There's a little bit up here. Okay, get a nice chiseled edge to your brush. If this brush is too big, then just go get another brush. Okay, let's see. Now we'll take, so I got 2 coats on the boot done. Now what we'll do is we will take all these little white lines and we will paint those white. With maybe we'll, let's just paint them white. I was thinking about adding some shadow color, but we can do that after. So let's get those white lines in there, just small round brush. Good. These lines here, these 2 little lines here, they're brown. So you look at your reference photo and you pick out the colors. Okay? So, good. Alright. This is just a little trim on your boot. I'm going to go over these because this line here that's separated, that should be blue. So you can always go back and correct things and check things out, make sure everything's okay. There we go. So if I do any time-lapse videos to help you make your decisions on what paintings you want to look at, I won't be talking in them or anything. So I'll probably try and put a little bit of decent music in there. Okay, that was a mistake here. That's a mistake. No. That was a mistake. So I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to put water on it and see if I can get rid of that before it dries. If it dries, you're out of luck. So I'll just try with a clean bristle brush. There has been no paint on it whatsoever. Scrub at it and see if I can get that off. Just to show you. I'm only doing this to show you. See? Damp brush. No paint on it whatsoever. You make a mistake. As long as the paint is still wet, you can get rid of it. Good. Everything comes up. I like to be able to show you. Okay, so You have another line right here. Just fill that in. There we go. Okay, so just fill all this area in here. And you should be able to still see some of the lines coming through there. Right down. Good. And we'll fill in this one over here. Just fill it in. See, if you do your basic colors first, that way you get all your shapes done, and then your highlights and your shadows can come next. It's almost like the three-step method that I teach, right? So I do teach a three-step method. I have some on my videos there. And so we'll just go with this one here, like that. And I think we got all the whites in that I can see. All right. So I see over here in this corner, I finish this over here. It's blue, ultramarine blue. Good, and then you're going to put your little bit of white in the corner there too. It's also a little bit of blue right here. Alright, so you go over here like that, and then you have shadow. That's fine, just pick out the spots that you think need it. I'm going to go back in here a little bit just to get a little closer to that line. Good, there we go. Now, alright. So let's take our burnt umber with a small brush, small round brush. Smaller the area, the smaller the brush, and paint in these little laces. All right. That much done. There's another one here that I painted over, so we'll just put that in. Good. And we will paint another one. Good. And there's another one right here. So just get that done. So take your ultramarine blue and your small brush again. We'll put in some of these little shadows to give that oh yeah. So we'll put that, we'll have a small round brush, and we'll put in some of these little shadows here so we can separate those lines there. Good. There we go. Good. There's some here too. Just bring them in around like that. Alright, so we'll just keep doing that. And some up here too. Shadow areas to bring it out. The boot. Around that corner. And so we'll just fill in all the spots that we need. Anything you left out. And up here. So you just go back over and look to see what you missed. Now,